Hi everyone, it's me, Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. This is video, I believe, 5 of the singleness series. I am so excited to talk to you today about my regrets in my singleness journey. I have a couple of sticky notes that I just can't wait to share with what I believe is wisdom that I've obtained throughout my journey. But I pray that these videos in the singleness series would bring you much reprieve and just a sense of knowing that you're not alone. So yeah, let's get right into it. I am in my, I don't know if it would, I'll just say I'm 33, okay? I'm 33. I was like, how do I say my age without saying my age? It's just out there. I'm 33 years old, okay? And I have had 2 long-term relationships, and I've had one like near relationship, but like a getting to know you intentionally ship, I guess you could call it. And I've had a few other just like potentials throughout my time in life, and I thought I'd share this with you because this is all information that I wish I would have known, or that I did know but ignored and wish someone would have walked alongside me in this journey. So number 1 is I regret not having read the whole Bible through before dating. I was a Christian my whole life. I didn't have my first official boyfriend until I was 25, nearly 26. And I look back, and though I knew the Lord, I knew bits of his word, but I didn't actually know his word well. And so I look back, and I now know that if I would have known his word, I would have been able to, place the foundation of that relationship with that man in God's foundation. But not only that, I would have been able to distinguish the Lord's voice better and just to have sweetness with the Lord. I think it's a blessing in your singleness to have this undivided time with the Lord. And I know so many people say that, but when you taste that beauty, there is a beauty to it, and it's what sustained me in the singleness. Number 2 is ignoring the ping. Ignoring the ping. Let me explain. I'm sure many of you will know right away what that means, but for those who don't, there was a moment in both of my long-term relationships where I had a ping of unease, a ping of unsettledness, a ping of what I thought was from the devil, but was actually from the Holy Spirit. But the ping of something feels unright. Intuition, just God beckoning. I ignored it because I didn't want a prolonged. I ignored it because I wanted to feel loved, and I was enjoying the good highs of a relationship. But the good highs of a relationship will never sustain the lows of the relationship. A relationship low, if it's something that's meant to be worked on, well then yes, work on it. No one's perfect. But if there's obvious red flags, if there's obvious like, oh, I'm setting myself up for a very unnecessary hard life, then don't ignore the ping. I will say that I am more than willing to suffer for the sake of Christ, but I'm not willing to suffer for the sake of stupidity. And I think there's a difference there. Don't stay because of a prophecy. I stayed in a relationship for years. Well, I guess we only officially dated for a year, but then we broke up. That first relationship I stayed with because I thought I had heard the voice of the Lord, and he had even said that the Lord told him that he was going to marry a girl with long blonde hair, and had given him the name Brooke. And that was when he was like a little boy. And I was in Mexico, so there aren't that many long blonde-haired women in Mexico, right? And so I think I got blindsided because of that, and thought I would be disobeying the Lord for breaking the prophecy. I just want to, please listen to me, because if I would have had someone tell me this, Jesus, I would have had some freedom. You don't have to walk in what you believe is a prophecy. A prophecy from the Lord will give you peace. A prophecy from the Lord might stretch you. It might grow you. It might challenge you, but it's not going to destroy you. It is not going to destroy you. God gives us free will, okay? And sometimes if the prophecy could have been right, but if that person is not walking in who the Lord has called that person to be, you are free from following through in that prophecy. I just want you to know that. Test the prophets, test the prophecies, and if there is unease, don't ignore the pain and don't stay in a relationship because you're afraid of the pain that will come after the breakup. Please, please. I almost destroyed my life because I thought that I was going to be not abandoning God, but I thought I was going to be disappointing God for not following through. And I thought that he was asking me to be willing to lay down my dreams, so to speak, for the sake of difficulty, for the sake of difficulty. And that wasn't the Lord. I just want to let you know, I have so much peace, and I look back and I think, I would have been miserable. And not only that, I would have been a shell of the person that I am today. And I honestly probably would be divorced. No joke. I know that probably would be true. Don't listen to others. Listen to God. Okay, this is a good one because the Bible even says that there's wisdom in a slew of counsel, right? I don't know the exact words, but you know what I'm saying. And there is beauty in having community, and there is beauty of getting advice, and that I'm not dismissing and that I'm not discouraging. What I am discouraging is if you feel the pain, if you feel an unease, and everyone is saying, marry this man, marry this man, marry this man, this is a good man, this is a good man, or this is a good woman, whoever you are, you know the voice of God. If you have the Holy Spirit dwelling within you, you know deep down what is the voice of God. You can be suppressing the voice of God. You can be questioning the voice of God. But deep down, if you're actually honest with yourself, and this hurts because I'm speaking to myself here, you actually know the voice of God. You know it. You know it. And you have to listen to that voice no matter what the multitudes are saying to you. Whether that's for marriage or against a marriage, right? Just because someone tells you no doesn't mean that it's a no. I'm not condoning go marry someone because everyone is telling you no. No, if a lot of people are telling you no, it's something to lift up to the Lord, to seek him in, to get wise counsel, and to have people pray for you. But ask the Lord to reveal it to you and the person that you are dating. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5 is be you and don't hide yourself. I once was dating this wonderful man of God, but he thought it was crazy that I enjoyed reading. He thought it was weird that I liked to read, but he kind of nothing against him, but he thought almost with disgust about my reading. He would kind of look at me like, Brooke, it's weird to read. And I remember for a split second thinking am I weird? I enjoy reading a good book on a cloudy day, on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, after work, just sitting down and reading my book. Is there something wrong with that? And there's not. I enjoy a good book. God has created writing. God has created these different outlets of creativity for us to enjoy. And just because someone else doesn't enjoy it doesn't mean that it's wrong. I always say, and I say this with such love, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that I'm a low quality tea. Not everyone loves a chai latte, okay? I love a chai latte, but just because Joe Schmo doesn't enjoy a chai latte doesn't diminish chai's worth and the fact that chai is very loved, that chai is a great taste, that chai is a quality tea, right? So just because Joe Schmo doesn't like a chai latte, which by the way, it's okay that Joe Schmo doesn't like a chai latte. I am not everyone's cup of tea, and that is okay, but that does not mean that I'm a bad quality of tea. Just because I enjoy reading, that doesn't make it a bad hobby to enjoy. That just means that I might not be that person's person. I mean, if you're being so nitpicky that reading is a deal breaker, then that's between you and the Lord. But if that is a deal breaker, that doesn't mean that if you enjoy reading that you're sinful or wrong. And alongside that, like the person that you are dating, the person that you will eventually marry will share very similar values. This I know, though I'm not married, I know from just witnessing other married couples, just from having different relationships and having relationships that worked better than others. The people I get along best with, the people, like even in friendships and relationships, are the people who share similar values to me. I think of my best friend, and we are complete opposites in so many different ways. Like I am an outgoing, many would consider extroverted. However, I do enjoy a good me night, right? Though many would consider me outgoing, my best friend is an extreme introvert. Like she's not shy, she's just very quiet. But if you hang out with us long enough, you would see that like what I value in a friendship, she values in a friendship. What I value in my downtime is what she values in her downtime. What I find is fun in life, she finds fun in life. Like I would much rather go watch a movie and drink a coffee afterward and just sit there and talk for 3 hours than to go skydiving or something. And she's the same way. So you're going to find people who are like you in the important things. And then the opposites, they're going to be used by God to balance you out. This I know. I've seen it. Okay, this is a good one. Number 6, realize that it was all worship. So when you have a failed relationship, okay? When you have a failed relationship, don't be discouraged if you put your all into it and if you sought the Lord in the relationship and you did what you needed to do with God in mind, because even though it failed, it was all worship to the Lord. I once heard on the Christian radio, and this really encouraged me. And I'm going to share it to you. This might become a staple in your life because it became a staple in my life. Do you love yourself enough to give yourself a chance knowing that failure is a possible outcome? And even if you fail, that doesn't mean it wasn't worship, and that doesn't mean that you weren't honoring God. I'll just leave that nugget there for you. Okay, here's number 7. Don't stalk their social medias after breaking up. I'm speaking to myself. Hello, Brooke. Are you there? Are you there? It's just going to prolong the pain. It's going to prolong the suffering. And yes, there are moments of grace. Yes, we all slip and we fall in that. But realize that it's the end. And I'm speaking to myself. They're not coming back. Okay? Even if they're texting you here and there, don't entertain that. Okay? It's just going to prolong. If you know the ping, don't entertain it. Don't. Oh, I wish I could go back to 2018, 2019 Brooke and say, Brooke, let it go. And I say that with all the love in the world because the pain is prominent and passionate. The pain is passionate in the heart when you go through a breakup and you think your life is over. But the sooner you accepting with grieving that it's over, the faster you can get to wholeness. And you are whole without someone. I just want to look you in the eyes right now and say you are whole without a person by your side. Okay? I wish someone told me that years ago. Okay, so here's the next one. Don't delay giving him the pain and be honest with him. I was actually just reading the book. Speaking about reading, I was just reading the book Safe All Along by Katie Davis Majors. And she says something along the lines of, just like in friendship, when someone trusts you with the ugliness, that feeling of like, wow, like they trust me. Thank you for being, raw and honest with me. Like, I feel honored that you brought this to me. God also feels honored when we bring him the ugliness. He already knows what we're feeling. He already knows that we're having a problem trusting him. He already knows that we're struggling. To be honest with him and say, God, this is not okay. I feel hurt by you. I feel off by you, but I'm welcoming you in. Please help me. The intimacy that brings with the Lord is a closeness and a reprieve in pain that can't be brought anywhere else. So that's that one. Number 9, rest. Rest. And let yourself process in that rest. Ooh, girl, the amount of times that I tried to numb myself by scrolling, the times I tried to numb myself by just saying, I'm okay, acceptance with joy. Yes, there's an acceptance with joy, but you must first feel the pain to reach joy. Joy without grief is false happiness. So that's that one. Okay, number 10. This is a big one, and I actually just had to repent for this today. Don't be jealous, but believe. So when you see people who are younger than you finding Mr. Right or finding Mrs. Right and walking in their seasons of joy and walking in their fulfilled seasons of finding their future spouse, don't be jealous, especially if you think that they're not as mature as you, especially if you see character flaws in them. Just trust and believe that you being a caliber person will bring you a caliber person in return. Half-healed people attract half-healed people, and half-healed people rush marriage. That's what I've seen. At least that's just my experience. But if you are a whole person, which by the way, peace in the Bible, the original root of the word, like the original English version of that word, is wholeness, whole. And so peace brings you wholeness. And when you are whole, you will have peace in your relationships. Okay, number 11. This is a good one. Give them a chance, okay? I have 2 people in mind that I think I could have honestly had a really great marriage or relationship with if I would have given them a chance or if I would have been healed. There was one guy who is now married and has a wonderful marriage, and she is an amazing woman. They're acquaintance friends of mine, but this guy was into me. His wife even confirmed it to me. And I couldn't get over the fact that at the time, that he was a little bit dirt-ish and had a weird water bottle. Okay? Like, come on, Brooke. Like, give him a chance. Like, whatever. He ended up being a wonderful husband. His dad is a famous person. So, they're rich and they're living a happy life. And I've seen the potential come out in both of them as they've got, like, them together has brought out the best in both of them. And I look back, and though I understand why I never ventured through that, I think if I would have given him a chance, it could have been great. And then there was this other guy where I just was unhealed, and he was a great man, and he was healed. And eventually, our little talking phase fizzled out, and now this man is married and is on his 2nd kid, and his wife had started a ministry, and they have this huge ministry now, and they're great. And I look back and I'm like, that could have been great if I would have been in the right headspace. So give yourself a chance in healing too. Okay, number 12, I have 13, so we're almost done here, is grace. Give yourself grace. No one is perfect when they're in a relationship. No one is perfect in marriage, but give yourself grace in the process. If you stumble, if you fall, if you check that ex's Facebook or Instagram or whatever, give yourself grace and don't let that have you fall in this spiral of uncontrolledness. Like, pick yourself up, love yourself, and move on. And the last one is don't compromise. Don't compromise your call. Don't compromise who you are. Don't compromise yourself. Don't stuff yourself, because just like a chai latte isn't the best for everyone, someone's going to really love that chai. Someone's going to pick up that chai latte from that Starbucks or that, you know, local cafe. Let's go with local cafe because Starbucks are everywhere. That wonderful chai from that local cafe that you can only get from that local cafe. And they're going to be like, girl, or boy, or whatever you want to say. That is a good chai latte. I want it. I want to buy it every day. And I'm willing to make sure that on my way to work every day, I stop and get my chai latte because that is good. And I appreciate that chai latte. So don't compromise yourself just because you're not someone's chai latte, okay? Okay, this video was a little bit long, but that's okay. It's all a learning process, and sometimes we just need to be understood, and I pray that this video is one that helps you feel understood. I have grown a little bit in subscribers, and I just want to say thank you for that. I'm not doing this for anything other than a community, but I will say that once we get to 200 subscribers, I will be giving away one of my poetry books to someone. So make sure you press subscribe to stay a part of the family, and I can't wait to journey on this with you in the next video. Okay, much love to you guys. Bye.